Hello. The purpose of this video is to show you the step-by-step process that it takes to get a video which you have created already in Blackmagic Camera app, getting it into the Opus Clip system and uploading it to the Opus Clip desktop. And so right here is the icon for the Blackmagic Camera app, which I don't need to use. We've theoretically already done that. I now have a video which is stored in the photos for the iPhone. And so if I click on, I'm going to tap on my phone, which is being screen shared here onto the recorder. I'm going to tap on it, and it's going to open it up. And at the bottom, do you see there's the plus? And so I'm going to tap on right here, the plus symbol, and it's going to say, basically that's starting a new project. It doesn't ask for a name, but it does look for a video. So what I'm doing is I'm going to click on the photo library, which is going to take me to the photo library. And here's there's a bunch of stuff from the Ashland 4th of July parade on there. But I'm going to tap the top left video, which is the one I want to use. And you see on the bottom, it's already showing it's uploading. Now, we need to complete a few more things before we can actually start working on the Opus Clip on desktop. So let's look, first of all, this section in the middle is very important. Video length is full length, which means I'm not trying to do any clipping. Okay, I could, if I was doing a long clipping, I might want to take the front and back off of it, but this is not necessary for what we're doing. And then don't clip is the one we're going to use, because if we do AI clipping, that's the type that is used for longer videos, and where Opus Clip, where it really shines in one way, is creating a series of clips from what you have. But what I'm using it for is for the ability of Opus Clip to do the transcription and creating captions, creating a description that can be used for social media, and then uploading it to social media, aside from the other things I'm going to show you, okay? And then there is a template that's being shown down here, which is my best settings template. And because I have a pro account, I actually have two versions available, but this one is the one I am setting it for, and I'll explain more about the templates when we get to the desktop. But now I'm going to just go down to get clips in one click, and that's kind of what I'm really doing is I'm just uploading it and getting it going. It's not about getting clips, because that's, again, wording that would be for like taking a long video and making it into a bunch of shorts. But if I tap on that, you will see the little wheel starting to spin there, and it's opened. It's showing in my projects, and I'm going to now go over to the desktop version and show you how we can continue. So what we've done so far is we've recorded a video in Blackmagic. It's been saved on the phone. I opened up the Opus Clip app on my phone. So basically I can extract that and get it uploaded into Opus Clip system. And now we're going to go work on it on the desktop. I've just opened up my Opus Clip desktop, and you can see the full home page, if you want to call it that, my dashboard. And on the left-hand side of my projects is the video that had been on the phone, and it's uploading now to the cloud and being processed. And so it actually will already have a number of the things that are in my brand template applied. But what we want to do once this gets done, finishing the render, if you want to call it that, is to look at what can be done inside the editor. But for the time being, I want to point out a couple of things here. On the top right is my plan which is the Pro plan, and I have 3,563 credits. And I want to make a point that each one of these, that's 1 credit per minute. So each one of these videos that we're going to create only takes 1 credit. So obviously I have a lot to work with. And so let's just at this point go into the, without, believe me, there's all sorts of things we could go deeper and deeper into, but I want to basically show you the workflow to get a video created and uploaded to social media. So we've gotten this far. Now if I take this one and I'm going to click on it, and it's going to open the, it'll open that project. And just to make a note, if it had been a long video that we made, a bunch of shorts, there would be multiple projects or multiple instances of this below. But this is just the 1 minute. And so a couple of other things while we're on this screen, I'd like to show you this download button. And it's on the top right. And the video, once it's processed, is available for, I think it's like 28 days, and then they clear it out of your account, unless you've gone and actually downloaded the project, and then it'll save it forever. But what we want to do now is go look at the editor, okay? I'll just sort of say that if we had the video and we reviewed it and we liked it, we could actually immediately publish it on social, or we could download the HD version to the, with the captions and so forth, to our computer that we could use, say, on a website or something like that. But I'm going to go into the edit clip, and it's going to open up a whole nother world. Okay. There's the video. And by the way, Opus Clip in the editor works with a low resolution image so that it makes everything just run smoother. And when you export it, it recovers all of the high quality that we had when we shot it. So this is where we start. And I think the thing to do is to walk through just a few of the sections of the work. And so top left is the transcript that it's going to be making the captions from. And then I'm not going to go into great length about lots of things that are choices, but you can have the output be vertical, which is what we're going to be sticking with, or square, which some feeds want. You could have it be 16 by 9, but obviously that wouldn't do a very good job of what you're from your source material. And then the layout is, we will be always using fill compared to either split, or have, like if you have a podcast and you want both people to be in there or whatever. And then the tracker is off. Tracking is an AI version of a way to get the, so that if you move back and forth, that it actually will track that, provided you've got the space, in other words, actually content on either side for it to move, okay? So over here, on the left is the area that I would really think we should look at a little more closely. And I'm going to highlight, you can look more closely as you're working with Opus Clip, but I can remove the ums and uhs. I can remove pauses. I can remove bad takes, which is quite a more elaborate thing if you've actually done multiple takes during the video that uploaded. There's the censoring of words, which we wouldn't be concerned about, and speech enhancement, and then B-roll, which is images that show up on top of the the image. In other words, I think most everybody knows what B-roll is, but it's AI generated. I've not been very impressed with that. And video dubbing is to put in another language. Image B-roll, stock video B-roll can be things you can add. And I ultimately am not going to suggest that for our work right now, we're even going to be using B-roll. Okay. And then one thing is, I think it's really corny, the AI emojis. And so we want to make sure that's been turned off. And then I also, the AI will figure out what it thinks are keywords and highlight them, but I like them left off. I want a nice, simple caption. Okay. And speaking of captions, then we are going to come to this screen, and this is where you would build your caption. And I want to make a point here is that the preset is not needed. These are ones that if you wanted to have it do something that is already set in highlights and bounces and so forth, you can do that. But what I'm going to show you is I've set up a font that is Poppins, 35 point and medium line weight. Okay, that's what you're going to see, and it's, I think, really good. And I've also, AI keywords highlighter is turned off, and font shadows is turned off, stroke is zeroed. And so ultimately, I've got a very simple font, and the effect then is an animation called box. And there's a lot of choices, but I like the box because it provides a little bit of a background. And so that's a white colored background here and the blue letters, as you will see in a minute. Okay. So, by the way, the way you get the window to close is by clicking on that again. So it'll close that. And then media, I do have one thing uploaded that I want to use as an example of a, this is a outro. And so I can even right here, just double click on it, and it says add to timeline, add as intro, add as outro. And so if I was in the editor where, let's see here, I guess over here down on the bottom, I just moved the cursor to, I'm just putting it to show you what a spot like this would look like. If I click on that and I add to the timeline, it's going to add it wherever the where the cursor is. Okay, and that's not really what I wanted to do. So I'm going to come up here to the undo button. But what I do want to do is add that as an outro. So it's going to add it to the tail end of the video. And so in order to see that, we could look at the back end of the video a bit after I close that. Okay, so you'll be able to follow this step by step. I'm showing you right now the media, and you can actually, although there's no videos in there right now, you could have a very short video for either an intro or an outro. But right now, I just wanted to show you that that's what's the media library. And then the brand template is save your changes to the brand template. So I have this as my best settings right here. And changing the template will override your current settings. Do you want to proceed? And I'm going to say confirm, because what I've done is just doing something that every single time it does that to me. So I'm going to come back over to, I'm going to come to, I click on it, I come to crop, and I come back to, I don't know why it does that, but it likes to mess with me. And so I clicked crop, back to original, and apply. And now there we are. And so that's then saved the current settings. Basically what it's just that it's added the fact that the outro is in there as a, the media is in the outro. And then so I guess just one more thing. while we're here is that if you want to put some kind of text over the thing, you can add a headline, see how add headings, and you can move it around and you can put what you want, and that's in the text mode. And that you can see here on the timeline that has a certain length of how long it's going to be on and where it's located. It could be located wherever. And so let's just see. So that's that for you. And then I won't be doing music, and I also won't be making an AI voiceover hook. That's basically it as far as what you need to know about the working with the timeline, at least for simple level of work that we're doing. And I will point out something up here where it says keyboard shortcuts. By the way, this is so much nicer than even thinking about doing it on your mobile device because of the amount of space we have. Keyboard shortcuts. The one that I really like to have you know about is resize the timeline to fit the screen is the backslash. Okay. And then if you need to get zoomed in or zoomed out, you can use the plus and minus. But let's just say we were got really a lot going on, and I wanted to be able to then just see what my whole timeline looks like. I would just do a backslash, and that put the entire video onto where I can see the entire length of the video. If there was a spot where you might wanted to, let's just say you did pause and you didn't want to use the AI remove pauses, you could come over here with wherever the cursor would be at the start of where you want to cut it, and you can use this split. Okay, and it won't let me do that until I highlight the timeline, and I'm using split to be able to split the timeline and possibly take out a little section of it if I want. Okay, and so that's enough in this area. And so what I do want to do next is do save changes. Okay, it's going to take a moment and save changes, and then I'll show you while it's doing that, go to social accounts. And so do you see here, I've added my camera attraction YouTube channel. I've got my Instagram. I've got the, I'm sorry, that's LinkedIn. And, you know, something about IN always, or the way it looks makes me think of Instagram. But we've got Nancy and my Instagram account and our Facebook camera attraction page. It won't do a personal profile. But anyways, if I then had added those, like let's say it's going to ask me to link to either X, a Facebook page, TikTok, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, and Instagram. One of the things I think is probably the best is just the YouTube channel and being able to have your shorts populate quite nicely. And so if those are what you want, when I do publish on social, it's going to ask me which ones do I want to send that to. And you see how this is the beauty of it. And honestly, this demonstration can't do it justice, but each of these types of posts is a different type of, I just cut that out, but let's see here. It's actually just scrolling down to get to them. So each of these has a different level of the description and so forth, and a AI generated, to me, the fact that I can post to our camera attraction and have a title and so the post has the title in it. And anyways, if I was to then just, and I'm not going to do that because this is a little bit loose around the edges as far as what I'd want to publish, but there is how you do it. And then bulk scheduling, if I had multiple clips that I wanted to schedule, I could just highlight them. And I'm not going to do that though right now, okay? And so I'm going to go back and I'm going to say that that concludes what I think is required in order for you to be able to have a chance to work with this process. And so normally when you're in with the timeline, you don't want to just export right away. You can, but I'd like to do save changes. Yeah, right. So you know why it's not having me save changes is because the changes have already been saved when I backed out. So exporting gives you 3 different chances. Publish on social. You can actually export what's called the XML file, which has got a lot of data in it, and it's so you can go to like Adobe Premiere or DaVinci Resolve, or you could download the HD version. Okay, so I'm going to now go back out to the home screen by clicking that back, and there's this project, and then there's the home of my account, and here's the one that we've been working with. And there's so much more than what I just went over, but this really gives you a good start. And so let's take it from there.